Peace, this is Daddy-O from the legendary hip-hop band Stetsasonic. I only touch greatness. You're going to be checking out the Conversations with Chad, because I only touch greatness right here.
Yeah.
I got two more questions I wanted to shoot. Prince, you go ahead first, though.
All right. So I wanted to, go back because I remember you said your face was on Midnight Marauders, and I got this right. And I think you're up top with Chuck D.
Yeah,
Chuck D. And shout out to Mr. Chuck D because I'm part of the Hip Hop Alliance with Curtis Blow and Chuck D and a lot of people off of Clubhouse. So how was it being a part of that, man? Like how did that all come about too with the Midnight Marauders? Like who hit you back? Like did Tip hit you up?
What's interesting is this. I say this all the time, and it's interesting that they both records on Jive, Self-Destruction in that record. No disrespect to us. And when I say us, I mean producers, rappers, performers. But when you speak about the first Self-Destruction, I'll be totally amiss and like a dickhead. I mean, just a straight dickhead without mentioning Ann Carly and without mentioning Nelson George, because they help put things together. A lot of times people talk about the hip hop breaking up or some of the things going wrong with us and all of that kind of stuff. The only thing wrong is that we stopped dealing with teams. Right? We stopped dealing with teams. In the beginning, I tell people this all the time. We had a total departments inside of record companies, and publicity and promotion was not the same company. Do you understand what I'm trying? And neither was marketing. So marketing, publicity, and promotion, 3 different departments. Now with the internet, people try to make it sound like it's one thing. It's not. Okay? And so I'm saying that to say that Ann Carly was instrumental in a whole lot of things that went down around Jive, and helping out with all of that particular situation. So it wasn't like, yes, we know Q-Tip, we know Shaheed, God bless the dead, we knew Fife, but we didn't get a call from Q-Tip or Fife or Shaheed. We got a call from Jive. You see what I'm trying to say? And so it's the same thing that we say now, which is why, we work with people like Teresa and opposition and all that. It's difficult, bro, to be an artist and you out here I'm an artist. I'm supposed to be doing my own artwork too. Like what? Like it's so that's what gets so weird now versus then, and sad to say, but true, but it is true. That's why a lot of songs don't have longevity, because it might sound good the first 2 days, and guess what? It does get on radio for the first 2 days, and it does penetrate your mind for the first 2 days, and then you forget about it. And you know why? Because you made it all by yourself.
Yep.
You never got a chance to run that by nobody else. Because somebody else would have told you something. It might have been a small little teeny thing that would have gave it lasting ability, that would have gave it some kind of timeless quality or whatever. So, long answer to a short question, but even on this project, that's one of the things that we want to do. We want to show the value of teams and how how that matters to have people come together and do things together.
Why did it take 30 years for you guys to do another group album? Here we go again.
Life. That's all I can tell you is life. I mean, 2016, I picked up the mic again.
You're busy being a boss.
It wasn't planned. Got with my partner Lion. We formed Old Dad Truth. I started making records. I started seeing how, don't take this word the wrong way, but I started seeing how easy it was to make records, and difference to how I made them when I had a 2-inch tape. You understand? Where I didn't have to stripe Simpty and all of this kind of stuff and wait and, work on my overdubs. Now digitally, I was able to do it. So the convenience of digital put me in a different place. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I could do 4 of these bad boys a year if I wanted to. Where back in the day, I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm doing it, doing my Thug Dizzle, doing shows, putting out records or whatever, and on and off. I would talk to the guys. What happened was we did a show in the Netherlands. And before Stetson Sonic does any runs, because when we do shows, we usually do runs. We don't usually do one show. It's usually, back to back something. And a lot of times it's not in America. So we get ready to go to the Netherlands. We always rehearse in New York at the same place. And so we was a few days in New York rehearsing, did the show, and then we were a few days in New York coming back before we all flew back out. And during that time, they seen me shoot 2 videos and they just seen me getting busy. Go up to Hot 97, do an interview, all of that. And I think it kind of clicked. And I'm like, see what I'm saying? Because, a lot of my peers, I've had conversations with Shan. I've had conversations with Big Daddy Kane. I've had conversations with Positive K. I've had conversations with Dana Dane. I've had conversations with Grandmaster Kaz. I've had conversations with Roxanne Shante. A lot of my peers are really, and they know me, so I don't pull no punches. It feels to me like they shook. Like they're not really sure about putting anything out because they're like, what does that mean? And I'm saying, yo, bro, yo, sis, if you got 15 fans, it means everything to those 15 people. Everything. You understand what I'm trying to say? So yeah. The bottom line is that this is what I say to my peers. We want to give parents bragging rights. So here's the deal. You got a little kid. Most of the time, let me explain. When you're in a car with your kids, in most cases, they're the ones controlling the aux cord or the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Because most of the time, if you control the aux cord or the Bluetooth, you putting on something from 88, and no disrespect to Daddy-O, but it might sound old. And so your kids are kind of like, yeah, Dad, I hear what you're doing, but it sound old. But if you put on something like Drummer Man in your car, they're like, Dad, who's that? And you be like, that's a guy from my time. He's 60 years old.
No, I told you it's a great record. I told you it's a great song.
No, he not. You understand? So we want to give parents bragging rights. Because here's the key, man, and this is part of Stop Self-Destruction. Like, so part of the things that we do with Stop Self-Destruction, besides for musically, like, I'm gonna do these forums in these neighborhoods. Come to a place like Kansas City and do a forum called Grandmamas and Gangsters, right? Where I put gangsters and grandmamas around a round table and working people, the postman, the guy who don't got no job and all of that. And I just want to tape it. I'm dating myself by taping it, saying tape. I want to record it, right? And I want to hear what they got to say. Because ain't nobody talking to each other. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that's right.
We so divided, especially musically, we so divided. Now, part of the reason we divided on the hip hop side, and this is just Daddy-O talking his shit, is because a lot of my peers ain't spitting that fire right now. So if you start, if you in 2023 and you go, if he's a book, I want to hear that right now, bro. You understand? And that's no disrespect to what it was when it was what it was, but that's not what it is right now. You don't hear me on no trap beats, so it don't mean I gotta sound like Drake or Roddy or none of them either. But I'm still gonna do what I'm supposed to do and make it sound new enough, because it's honestly, it's a lot easier now to do that than it was in the past.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. Basically, being authentic and keeping up with the times too.
Exactly, and trying to unite people, because my reality is, when you end up with in the room with some of these young rappers and they see that you spit fire today, you gain their ultimate respect. And now they respect you not just because you was one of their dad's favorite rappers. Because right now you might be getting respect because you was one of their dad's favorite rappers. And they go, oh, my dad used to listen to you. My dad loved your group. Da 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 da. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you impress him now, he'll probably be able to show his dad something that I'm doing now, because his dad ain't on the internet like that. His dad ain't on YouTube like that. His dad ain't on TikTok or Instagram like that. So his dad ain't seeing the new Daddy-O stuff. But he is. You see what I'm trying to say? So that, a lot of times we just want to make a lot of that make sense. Chuck D and I have been on that since the very beginning. Anybody could tell you, Chuck was the first one to put Sir Mix-a-Lot on tour, to put Luke and them on tour, to put Hammer on tour. I mean, first guy to actually offer them stages, because it was like, yo, come on, you hip hop, let's go. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, before anybody else was doing it, when everybody was just super big fans of, like, oh, we from New York, it gotta be from New York, no, it gotta just be us. Me and Chuck was like, are y'all bugging right now? Like, are you bugging right now? Like, no, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and you're gonna be really good at it. And guess what? Shy D gonna be in Atlanta doing what he does, and he's gonna be good at it too. You know what I mean? Get out of that mode, man. Come out of there.
Yeah.
So in order to put this on Instagram, we got to keep her under an hour. So that we got to pretty much wrap this up pretty quick here. I honestly, your stories were great. The stories you told, and I learned a lot about you and what I didn't know already. And I thank Chad for helping make this all happen here too with me and Prince. We've been doing this for maybe since June of 2020. We have 600 episodes.
Nice.
We pumped them out. It is a sports podcast, so I do sports people, I do prospects, I do everything. I UFC, WWF, a lot of rappers. This has been a really good one, and we're starting something good, me and Chad here. So
right, this is an honor, man. This is a very honor.
Oh yeah,
for the culture, for real. Like, just being a part of the culture and being a hip hop fan in general, and wanting to know things about you, because I'm that generation now that want more of the the younger ones to understand y'all. So that's why I do what I do. So it's always an honor. You know what I mean?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's an honor to be here, man. It's an honor to be here.
And good album too, because I listened to that album that you had last year too. So I'm rocking it. It's gonna be on rotation.